So that iPad you used to use, do you not use it anymore?
Mm-mm.
Kind of thing.
Well, I mean, no. Just because then you gotta use the microphone from the camera and you gotta run camera over. I mean, you gotta run a
I was saying from
speaker
like the
over to
producing
it.
standpoint. You know what I mean?
No. You can fire it up if you want. Oh, we're live.
All right.
What is up, everybody?
What's going on?
Ryan's back in the house this evening.
How you doing? How you doing?
What up, Fuller? Yeah, we got a new hard drive or something like that. I don't know what I'm doing. We got
New
a
equipment.
new setup. We got longer mic cords. We got mic cords that hopefully aren't buzzing. We got the whole 9 yards.
Lights in the background.
I grew a gray mullet. Turn that down a little bit, Ryan. Either way, we don't have any music anymore right now either. But either way, we got a lot to talk about tonight, and we will get right into it. Let me put on my headphones, which I normally do during the music, but we don't have music, so I'm just gonna do it in the silence. Say what's up, Ryan.
What's going on? What's going on?
I should have done subtitles. That way we could read it or listen to it in silence, and then
That's all good.
but that's okay.
First.
I do not have corona, but Ryan does. So I'm wearing my face mask, and hopefully the video will also be better tonight. We got another new camera.
We are 6 feet though,
We are 6 feet,
and I wash my hands.
and he washed his hands twice with my saliva. So it's okay. We got the red, white, and blue lights tonight that you can't really see that are red, white, and blue, but they are. They look cool.
Definitely red, white, and blue.
Can you see it better over there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyway, we have got, like I said, a lot to talk about tonight. I need to get up my thing here. There we go. This episode is sponsored by Sarah K Speed Shots, as usual. One time I messed it up and I said something like Sarah K Speed. I don't even know what I said. It was not the right even company name, anything. But yeah.
Shout out, Sarah K.
Shout out to Sarah K Speed Shots, the best videographer, photographer, and everything in the game. So anyway, we'll get right into it.
What's first?
We got some people stepping down from some roles with the new climate that we're in. What's her name? The mixed, or no, she's a white girl. She plays the audio of a mixed race girl. So not even like a black girl. It's some animated show. But she stepped down. Cleveland is technically Cleveland from Family Guy. Is technically a white guy. He does 40 voices on that show.
Yeah.
He steps down. It's like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, I understand in this climate, it's all very
Touchy.
sensitive. And I'm okay with that. However, if you're playing on a show that's been going for years, you can't just step down in the middle of the show and say, okay, all of a sudden I'm out. But especially now in this cancel culture, what are they just going to do? Go back to one of your previous episodes and cancel you over it? I mean, what are we doing? You got to keep on going through it.
Well, I didn't hear about any of that. The Cleveland show?
Well, I don't know if the Cleveland show, because he did have his own show at one point, but I don't know if that's going away totally. But he is stepping down from doing the voice in the show Family Guy.
I don't
and like I said, I can't remember. It's a popular animation, but it's a white girl. I should have done more research, but I pulled this out of my Boom Boom, and she plays the role of a mixed child or mixed girl on an animation, and she's stepping down. It's like, well, what? Maybe there was no, she's saying that her role. She's stepping down because she potentially stole a role from a person of color or whatever that could have had this job. Which is fine. I could understand that if it was which Cleveland does make a little bit more sense. But however, this guy just does voices for a bunch of different people on that show.
Yeah,
he's almost like the guy that writes the show that does a bunch of the voices.
It's also animation. It's like, did you hear about that movie Gods of Egypt? Like, it had Gerard Butler. It was a really, really bad movie.
I've heard of that, yeah.
But there was this whole uproar about them not having actual they had all white actors and actresses pretty much play Egyptians and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, and there's a huge uproar about it. So
well, just like they're trying to get now, I think it was satire, but they're trying to get Robert Downey Jr. for Tropic Thunder. But it's just like, where does it stop?
But
you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like.
But that's completely different because he was an actor playing.
He was an actor in the movie or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
he was an actor in the movie playing a character in the movie, pretending to be an African American, or a black guy. So that's completely different. You know,
I agree.
It's within the story.
Yeah, and I think that Robert Downey Jr. is clearly not a racist. I think that it needs to be in context, people. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Maybe there was no, as far as the girl that stepped down from her job because she plays a mixed girl in an animation. Well, maybe there was no mixed girls in the line behind her auditioning. Like, somebody had to get the job. You've now been doing it for 3 years, and now you're going to step down because it's offensive. So like I said, well, with cancel culture, doesn't that just give them the right to go back to your last episode and say, oh, you did this?
Yeah.
But no, it's all in context because you stepped down. Now you're okay. Well, if you did it in the first place and it wasn't out of malice, isn't it okay then in the first place anyway? Why is everybody stepping down?
Like, and it's called acting. So you know what I mean?
This is acting.
You're
that's
acting.
what I'm saying. It's one thing if you were to. That's something we need to look up still is the I Want to Be Ninja video. It's a very, very. Don't worry about it. And I don't know how to explain this. Jesse's never seen this. And it's I Want to Be Ninja. And it's this really rich white chick in a mattress store singing this incredibly racist Asian song in front of Asians. And she's a YouTuber, so it's okay. I don't know.
What? I don't see why that'd be okay.
We'll bring it up. Maybe we'll play it on the TV and they can hear it through the mics or something somehow. But either way, I don't know. I find it so strange that all these actors and actresses are stepping down from their animation roles because of
sensitive times.
Are you talking about Kristen Bell?
No, what did she do?
She played a black girl in some animated show, then she stepped down.
Is that a mixed girl?
I don't know.
Maybe it was Kristen Bell? I don't think it was Kristen Bell. That might be a separate one. But either way, this is the one I'm referring to, which doesn't sound like I know what I'm referring to because I don't know much about it, but
is that Kristen Bell thing
a white girl that plays a mixed race girl in the animation, which I don't even know. How do you even decide what's a mixed race in an animation? I guess maybe the parents, you meet the parents. It doesn't matter, but.
I mean, I can look it up.
Yeah, find out.
Because she put out, like, a big statement about it.
I didn't hear about that.
I didn't introduce her because she was not here, but now she is. Tina is in the house. She just joined us.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
She got stuck.
I gave birth to the Energizer Bunny.
Yes. And.
So, yeah.
How's the video?
I'm currently looking up Kristen Bell.
The video was perfect.
Ryan was butt chugging a big beer over there. He was literally shotgunning it off air. So usually I get people to shotgun over on this side, but he just does it backstage. And Megan was actually supposed to do that. Is Megan watching? Megan was supposed to do that one night, and she totally wienered out. Anyway,
it happens.
What's up, Justin Trice? What's up, Mom? Dukes. Thanks, Mom, for the red, white, and blue lights. By the way, that's where I got them. Obviously, I didn't buy them just for this, but.
And the bandana.
And the bandana. I think. Where did we get this, babe?
That's a pillow cover.
Okay.
Pillow cover.
Thanks for the pillow cover, whoever got it for me. Did y'all hear about the gated community thing where the people were outside of their house just walking around with guns and everybody's mad at them because the protesters broke down a gate and went into the gated community because they were going to the mayor's house or something like that. Mm-hmm. And, I was talking about this one time, like these gated community, these super rich people, they've separated themselves for a reason. They don't want,
private.
So
it's like they pay for that.
Well, yeah. I'd like to live in a gated community, maybe one day. Not really, but maybe. I don't know. I think more of a gated community as in my house. I just want to gate around my whole house. I don't want to be in a community if I'm going to do it. I want to fence around my whole property.
4 neighbors in the same.
Yeah. I want to be out on a dirt road and it's like I've got 30 acres and I've got to fence around my 30 acres. That's my gated community.
And your neighbor's not around for the next 20 miles.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm sure y'all heard that they were just walking around outside with guns and cussing at the protesters and stuff. But I mean, they're both in the wrong. You don't need to come outside and start flashing guns because they weren't even on their property. I think they were just walking by.
So did they break into the gated community?
Yeah, they break into the community. You broke down the gate, and you're in the gated community now. And you think that these people that live in the gated community aren't going to be mad now they don't have a gate for their community?
Yeah.
That's the whole reason they live there. So, yeah, you're gonna get some exchange. Trust me. But either way, glad that nothing happened out of it. But either way.
You saw how Leo DiCaprio was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in that gated community scene.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie yet.
Oh, it's a good movie.
That's my fault. It's a very popular movie. Have you
But
seen
yeah,
it?
he barks at.
No, because I know what happens.
Oh gosh, well, don't tell me. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
She just told
There's
us.
no spoiler alert. It's a historical.
I don't even know what happens then.
Are you serious?
He's
Are you
seen it.
Okay.
No, I've
Well,
seen
he
it.
just
I've
told
seen
us about it. All right. Well, either way, nobody cares about that family.
It shows how much you know about
Sorry,
the
Prana.
movie.
No. I said about the gated community family.
Oh.
Well, plenty of people care
That
about
family.
They care about themselves enough. All right. Let's talk about the Cam Newton thing. Cam Newton just got signed to the Patriots. 1 year deal, $7 million. What do you think, Ryan? We've talked about the fact that we were going to talk about this, but we did not talk about it. So, what is your?
I was actually surprised. I didn't think Cam was going to go to a team like the Patriots. I didn't honestly have an opinion on where he go to, but of all teams in New England, it's interesting, and it's. I guess the Patriots are going to be another winning team this year. Didn't think that happened, but
Yeah, I mean he's good. You can't not accept that.
If he's healthy, they're right back on top. I feel if he's healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't just pick an MVP quarterback just off the streets like that. So
Yeah, especially for a good deal like that.
cheap.
And Richard Sherman's all mad. Isn't he mad about it or something?
Yeah. I heard. He's
like
upset
either
about
that
he
or
didn't
what?
get paid. He wasn't getting options, so it's
That's
like
what I'm saying. So what do we? What do
and-
we even? It's a.
and he signed the contract too. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you play well for that year, I'm sure that they'll sign you to something bigger, or somebody will. But it was either that or nothing, like I said. So there's not really.
yeah, it's not like he could lobby other deals that he had.
Yeah, like nobody cares about what you're saying, Richard Sherman. It doesn't affect anything other than I have a better way to shotgun beers for you. Thanks, Andrew Fuller. It doesn't affect anything as far as pay or, UFC fighters all getting together and blabbing about it. That might have an effect.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman blabbing about the contract that Cam Newton signed.
Yeah.
What are you doing, dude? Why don't you just DM Cam Newton and say, hey, man, you shouldn't have done that. You're worth more than that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Don't go out in public and make a statement, dude. Nobody cares about you.
Yeah, right. No, I agree. Even though
You don't even do the Campbell's commercials anymore, so I don't want to hear it. Wasn't there something else football that you had? I don't have your story out or your list.
well, yeah, with the whole Redskins. I saw it today.
It's right
so
back
it's
into
new to me,
politics.
but-
Yeah, right back into politics
I
in the
saw
community.
the funniest thing.
Well, yeah, there's
Me? You saw me?
I think it was like Kurt Autry posted about it on Facebook, and somebody commented with a picture of a red potato and said, "Just change the mascot. It's not racist anymore. Everybody loves Redskin potatoes." I love potatoes.
That's pretty good.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
seeing
we
where
had
that was going
Redskins
at first.
potatoes tonight.
Right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you
That
got to
was
hit
pretty
that
funny.
punchline a little harder.
Redskin potatoes.
They are delicious, but I don't
Good.
know.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I don't
like
know how
them.
good of a mascot for a football team they would be, but
Yeah, they're not super intimidating.
I don't know. We do have the flying squirrels here in Richmond, so anything's really possible if
That
you
is
think about
true.
that.
That's very true.
The flying squirrels, the Richmond Flying Squirrels. I'm sure they're not
great
playing right
name. Great name.
now. Pats are
No,
going to be
they're not.
trash this year. Fuller, you settle down. Where'd you play football in high school, Fuller? He didn't play high school.
I'm assuming he's not a Patriots fan.
No.
Or he
I
might be.
don't know.
Maybe
I don't know who
he might
is
be.
a fan of. All right. Was there anything else? Well, Ryan's list is better than mine because he sent me a list and half of my stuff was on his list, so I just sent him a condensed list.
Which had
But-
really good stuff on it too.
Okay.
Stuff I didn't have.
But there was there something else football? Because mine just says Cam Newton, so which I knew that we were going to talk about that, but I thought I knew that there was the
Well, no, I was.
thought there was three things for some reason.
Well, no, I was just gonna, with the whole, Redskin thing. I just think it's interesting. There's all these other sports teams that aren't getting, it's just the Redskins. I just
Like
find
what?
that fascinating. Well, you have the Kansas City Chiefs, the Cleveland Indians, the Florida State Seminoles. I mean, I don't know if it's just
It's because the term Redskin.
okay,
Chief is a standard term.
okay, and then I missed that part. I didn't
Yeah,
catch that.
Redskin.
So Redskin
is
is derogatory towards Indians.
yeah.
Okay, then
Hmm.
interesting.
Although I did hear Russell Peters. I think he's Indian, not American Indian though. But he was saying that Indian can be offensive to some Indians.
Yeah,
I'm just
I don't-
saying you can find offense anywhere if you're looking for it. So it's just
Yeah,
we're back to what we were talking
I
about at the
think
beginning.
it all depends on the context.
absolutely.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what would they like to call them? I guess they haven't gotten that far. See, that's the problem. Everybody that wants to cancel the name doesn't have a new name that's better, that makes just as much sense, that's easily transferable. That everybody,
Yeah.
nobody has an answer for anything. Everybody just wants to complain about everything.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like everything with politics and the government and everything else.
Everything gets touchy.
Everybody, yeah, you want to complain about the, government or the economy or the reopening of everything, but you don't actually have a plan. I don't either. I'm not,
That's a good point.
saying that I know any, but I don't do as much complaining as some of y'all do. So.
It's easy to complain sometimes,
Oh, I
Mhm.
do plenty of it, but I'm just saying not about, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
Hey, Tina, settle down before I come over there and not do anything.
Yeah.
Talk about the Black National Anthem.
I saw that.
What did they
Never
do
heard of it.
week one? Yeah, I've never actually
Yeah.
heard it.
I actually listened to it today. I was not familiar with it either myself. But I did see something that was going to play it week one on all, at all games, and it's actually a beautiful song. I actually heard it was a poem first, and it turned into a song.
How did it turn into
Used-
the Black National Anthem? Is it got terms of?
That I'm not too familiar with it. Like I said, I just found out about it today, so I don't have that much knowledge on it. I don't want to talk about something specifically. I don't.
Or is the author or the writer maybe black or the singer or something? Maybe?
I'm not sure. I know it was adopted because it.
Damn it, Ryan.
Sorry,
I'm just kidding.
I know.
I'm kidding.
But yeah,
I don't
it's
know
a great-
anything about it.
Great
so.
song. I don't. I was actually listening. I don't know if you're familiar with the Shannon Sharp Undisputed. It's a sports talk thing. The only thing I could find of somebody talking about it, on that platform, and it was interesting because Shannon Sharp disagreed with it. And he's an African American
Yeah,
ex-football player.
I know who he is.
And it was just interesting his point on it. It was he was saying something like
They took away the regular national anthem, didn't they?
I
it's like
I didn't hear about that.
I'm pretty once like last year and the year before, just back when the kneeling and stuff started, they got to the point where they just took away airing the
They didn't
national anthem.
broadcast it
They didn't
anymore.
broadcast it.
Well, I think they're still going to broadcast it this year. I think the Black National Anthem is going to play first, and then the national anthem. I don't understand what's the
Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jesse gets very uncomfortable talking about anything that Jesse doesn't like to talk about.
No, I just. It's such a slippery slope.
It is. It's a
For what?
touchy subject.
Yeah.
For somebody canceling us.
No, it's just like.
Anytime you're worried about it means that you got something that not that you. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying anybody that's worried about talking about something like this is worried about slipping up and say like I can't imagine what I could possibly have to say right now that could be so offensive.
I mean, I just feel like
I probably already said them all.
if you're just honest, I mean, if you don't,
Yeah, and
if you
I
don't,
don't
if you
understand,
don't know,
that's one
yeah,
thing. That's
and
saying if I don't
yeah.
know anything about the Black National Anthem, I'm not. That's why I was trying to ask you if anybody had seen it. I'm not trying to comment too much on it because I don't know much about it.
Exactly.
But if
Yeah.
it's just a normal song,
Yeah.
it's one thing if it's like I don't even know. I don't know of a song that is like anti-white or anything. That doesn't even exist. So
No,
that's
and
what I'm saying.
when the words in the song has nothing to. It's actually a beautiful song.
That's why I was mostly wondering how it became the Black National Anthem thing. I mean, that's
It's just from what I saw, it's just something that kind of got adopted because it just the context of the words and everything about oppression.
okay.
That's-
so that's what I was wondering.
that's
what
pretty
what
much-
was the context of something.
Yeah. It's just a song, that has nothing to do with versus white or anything like that. So no.
So Jesse, Tina,
Oh
what would you like to talk about since we make you very uncomfortable?
no, I was googling the prevalence of the song.
Mm.
It was written during Jim Crow era.
That I did not know.
Yeah, it says "Lift Every Voice and Sing" was written at a pivotal time when Jim Crow was replacing slavery and African Americans were searching for an identity. author and activist James Weldon Johnson wrote the words as a poem, which his brother John then set to music.
Okay.
So that certainly makes sense why it would be considered the Black national anthem.
All right, let's recap from the racist.
Yikes.
Just kidding. I don't care if they do that and the national anthem. I don't care if they take both of them away and don't do either one. It really doesn't. It doesn't affect me or bother me.
No.
Y'all doesn't really. I don't care. A lot of times I don't catch, like, I'm not sitting there watching kickoff anyway, so I don't even catch the beginning of the game myself, so I don't care.
I don't think it solves. Great. It could be a positive thing if you want to.
But it doesn't solve anything. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you got a point. You're just like
it doesn't.
Making waves here. That's
exactly.
it.
So it could be 2 thumbs up. That's great and all, but it doesn't.
What does that do? Yeah.
What's the next?
Wear
step
your
after
thumb
that?
out.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So that's my opinion. But
well, thanks for asking us, Lewis. That's some awesome hair, bro. Thanks, Steve Porter. You like my flow, dog?
Good flow.
Jesse's fired
Is
from this
it?
podcast. It is.
I'm a
It's got
fan.
a perm too. I had to screw this out, permed it.
Some
It's
girls
hot.
actually have that hair color nowadays.
That's
So
true. It is white.
It's
kind of
a
like
thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware, but
I'm more of a fan of like a bright red or a blue if you're gonna do it, but
hot pink, lime green.
no, I don't like either one of those.
Oh,
No, he likes
neat.
the bright red, like clown red hair. He liked that girl Carly Aquilino on what was that
She
show
used
on
to give it to us.
MTV?
Girl code.
Yeah.
Well, it's guy code and girl code, but
yeah.
Okay. Well,
y'all know that.
to
Y'all
each
know
his
that
own.
show, right?
Not familiar, but
Oh, what?
sorry. No. But I know what
Okay,
you mean
Lewis,
with the whole
settle
red
down.
hair.
Settle down, Lewis.
We gotta watch that.
We don't.
I'll check it out.
I don't have my history book in front of me either. Okay. But either way, does it bother either one of y'all that girls that always brag about how many DMs they get are usually the girls that you know damn well might get 1 or 2 a month? Does anybody else see this?
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? What's going on? Okay. Jesse, what would you like to say? Obviously, you don't post about how many DMs you get. You probably
I
get a
don't
lot,
get
but
DMs.
right. But
Should I ask what's the DM?
even when she does,
don't.
she doesn't brag about it on social media. What's up with all the girls that are busted, that are bragging about how many DMs they get? When everybody's reading
not
right through
familiar
that
with
shit.
either.
You haven't seen that?
Mhm.
Dude, I've seen so much of it in the past week or two.
Really?
Like
I was
what?
literally I literally saw.
For example.
Okay, I saw a huge, no offense to the bigger people, but a huge woman that was lesbian that was talking about all the DMs and crusty dick pics
Good
that
for
she
her.
got in her DMs.
Good for her.
Crusty.
Crusty.
Hey.
Wow.
About how all these guys are trying to talk to her, and then the next level is she ends up getting a crusty dick pic.
She still got it.
Wow.
No, she doesn't. She never had it. She didn't have any of the DMs. You can look at her. You can look
Oh,
at her.
so she made it.
No,
I don't know.
trust me.
I think
you would.
that you would be really surprised.
No, trust me. I'll show you after this show. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And she's clearly lesbian. Her last 30 pictures are her and another female. And the other female, I don't think they're actually together. It's just she's a fan.
I feel like some people also like.
This
She
girl's
seems
a
like
fan.
a weird woman. That's all. Strange woman.
The other one, like I said, was this other chick that wasn't too bad, but she's definitely not hot enough to be getting DMs like that. Like,
Well, before you shove your foot further into your throat. That's.
what's wrong with you tonight?
I'm
What?
not.
Yeah.
You're very like.
What?
Just shitting on all these women, like just because they're not your type.
Oh, I shit on a bunch of men right before you got out here.
There's a lot of shitting going on over here. That's all.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm fucking
like,
crushing
just
this.
like
Nobody's safe. This is a turn left
Pooping all
podcast,
over
dude.
everybody.
Yeah.
There's
I
crap
don't
on
I
the
was
walls
shitting on
right
you
now.
right before you came out here, and I was like, oh, watch out. She's comes.
I don't know, man. I just think there's a shoe for every foot.
Everybody needs some loving. That's all.
Yeah.
Big.
I don't have a problem if they are getting 1,000 DMs. Why are you bragging about it when you're the person that would not be getting them?
Because it's their ego.
How do you have? Okay.
It's
I could
all about the ego.
I don't get it.
And that's the social media in general.
True, which they shouldn't have, but hey, I guess
Yeah. How do you gain that? Like,
I don't understand the whole bragging about any, but
Probably from all the crusty dick pics. It's a big old ego boost.
There never were any crusty dick pics.
You can't prove that.
if they're happy,
You'd be surprised.
I'll show you this
Posting it.
profile and it'll be proof enough, dude.
No. Let me tell you. Dick pics
I hope
go
I can find
flying
it though.
all the damn
No, I
time.
can. I can find it. I know where I found it.
Men just send dick pics like, oh, you accepted my friend
I
request?
thought you don't
Here's
get
a
much.
picture of a penis.
I didn't.
I don't,
Mm-hmm.
but my friends do. And I've seen lots of crusty dick pics.
That's some weird guys right there. I didn't know that.
Oh my god, like literally like
All of
They'll
your
just be
friends
having-
are women that are
I
very
have pretty friends.
yeah, some of them. I'm just saying nobody's safe is all I'm saying. Okay. Secondly, what I'm saying is
Logan
you're
said
not
the word-
friends with this girl. Trust me.
You get all our friends just thinking, well, is he talking about me?
He said, what are the qualifications?
Of a crusty dick. Okay. Gonorrhea. Dried up.
Ew.
I don't know. What do y'all tell me? Why am I? Y'all give me some. Jesse just gets mad and then says,
I couldn't tell
"We
you.
love
on
these
that one.
women." She didn't even know who I'm talking about. Like,
I'm
this
not.
whole-
That's not
she-
what I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm just saying.
If she saw this, she'd
Devil's
literally be
advocate.
backstepping and sticking her foot in her own throat or esophagus or some shit, whatever the fuck. Okay, so she needs to settle down. And secondly, well, I'm not going to blast this person, but I'm just saying maybe not every day brag about the DMs that you get.
I feel you on that.
I don't think that it's necessary to
I
be
will
bragging about it in
hire
the first place.
A spy
I feel you on that one too.
to go into her account, to hack into it, and find out the DMs. That will be next week. We will actually find out how many DMs per week she gets. After I hire the Russian, yeah, I know. Just don't worry about that. We'll worry about that next week. What did you want to talk about?
Me?
Yeah, I thought you had something to talk about. You're angry about everything that we talk about, so I figured you had something juicy, a hot salami topic that you were just nipping at the bit to get to.
Like all the clean dick pics I get?
Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse.
Not in general. I don't know why guys think that girls want a dick pic. Like, there's nothing appealing about that. And when you send
In
a
that
dick
case,
pic,
let me
it's pretty much
delete
guaranteed
this
that your
thing.
friends are going to see it. Like,
All right. Well, has anybody seen the Netflix show Survival? No, the survival Netflix show called Alone.
Yes, today.
You saw it? Okay. I started watching it last night.
It's actually pretty good.
It's so good.
Actually,
Well, we started watching season 6. That's what's on Netflix. Where can you get season 1 through 5? Any clue?
on Netflix. I thought.
Oh, really?
I thought it just started on the newest. I don't know. How, I mean, I'm not.
I'm an
Okay.
idiot. Yeah,
Sadly
I
so.
barely watch Netflix.
I felt the same way. I was like, am I watching season 1 too? I was like, oh, this is season 6, episode 1.
Mm.
Where's season 1? I wonder what.
Have you
that's
seen
like.
it?
nope.
It's pretty interesting.
It is 10 people get dropped off into the wilderness, but they all not together, one at a
Separate.
time, separately.
And the women on there are bad. They're bad. They're
Yeah.
some tough women out there.
2 or 3 women, right?
Oh,
2 of them, 3 of them. You know what the weird
Tough.
weird thing is you don't
Tough.
even meet everybody until the second episode. It's like you realize the first episode is ending, and you're like, I've only met 5.
yeah, and they keep bouncing around, so it's like you can't. You start,
It's in a good way. It's kind of keep you occupied, but at the same time, like I wish I would have met everybody in the first episode. That way, I wouldn't have to watch the second episode just to try to figure out.
Right.
But anyway, it's called Alone. You get to bring 10 things with you. It's not like Naked and Afraid. It's clothed and with 10 things, but it's no time limit. You just whoever survives the longest wins.
And they're not just like random people. These are people that are actually like, I don't want to say trained, but they're
Somewhat qualified for something like that.
Yeah.
And Naked and Afraid is too, though. Naked and Afraid is too, though. They're always like some type of survival
Sometimes.
experts.
Okay.
I've seen a couple housewives on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they died. So R.I.P. to the housewives on Naked and Afraid. Anyway, there's a guy from Lynchburg, Virginia on there. The only problem with this show is my own problem, and I found out about this show on the Tiger Belly podcast. I was like, that sounds interesting. And then they played a game which we're about to play.
What is Tiger Belly about?
It's a podcast. What is this one about?
About
Nothing,
Tiger
dude.
Good answer.
Yeah, what is it? I mean,
What is-
The name of the podcast has
What
got to
is-
be what are they talking about?
How did they come up with that name?
I don't know. Google it.
Maybe they like tiger bellies. I don't know.
Mm.
That's kind of
The rug that they do their podcast on is strictly made out of just tiger bellies.
Ew.
No, it's Bobby Lee's a famous comedian.
He's-
but the what was I saying? The Alone. Oh yeah.
Netflix show.
I was listening to it and I heard about it, and then I realized once I saw somebody on the show, I was like, wait a second, this guy's been on Joe Rogan's podcast as the winner. So now I already know who wins.
That's a bummer.
I did not know that.
Well, hopefully you haven't seen the episode and you don't
No.
know who wins. Now
No,
it's already
I have-
spoiler alert for me when I saw the guy on the thing in like episode 1 or 2. I was like, I recognize that guy.
Yeah.
And
Joe Rogan has every.
I know.
How?
Well, they aired
That's crazy.
they recorded the show like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So
What,
they wait.
Like recorded season 6 or
yeah.
like season 1, 2.
Yeah, season 6 was recorded a year and a half ago or something like that.
So season 1's probably really.
Because he was
old.
on the podcast and had already won like months ago.
Yeah.
So they just hadn't aired it yet, and it was like a year later.
Okay.
But so yeah, that's kind of a spoiler alert for me. That sucks. That I already know who Steve Porter does too. Don't say the name, Steve Porter. What do y'all think about the Indy Road Course today? I don't know. What did you think about it, Fuller?
Did you watch it?
The show?
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We just talked about how I had to get to the first and second episode to figure out all the people.
No, the Indy Road Course.
Oh.
I was with
No,
you. I was with you.
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't see. Sorry, I'm totally lost. I'm reading and doing
Yeah,
this
we
at the same time.
just talked about it. It's like-
Just because I say, "Oh yeah, Fuller," tell me what you thought about that, doesn't mean I actually read it or even thought about it. Literally just word vomit like, "Oh yeah, that was good. What an Indy Road Course, yeah." That's why. And especially if I say, "Tell us about it," no, I didn't see anything. Trust me, if I know anything at all, and if I don't or do a little bit, I'll tell you all about it. Probably way too much.
Ernie, a Shia LaBeouf fan as an
Yeah.
actor?
I mean,
Have y'all heard
He's
about
cool.
his new movie that's going to come out called The Tax Collector?
no.
Who is it?
The Tax Collector.
Who is
Shia
it?
LaBeouf.
Ooh, I like Shia LaBeouf. People say I look
I'm
like
a fan
him.
too. Absolutely, 100%.
That's not a
Exactly
good
what I
thing.
was. Oh, no, okay.
Oh,
no,
really? I
you
think
don't.
I mean, well, I guess I'm biased.
But I saw the trailer. It looks like a really, really good movie, and it's made by the same people who made the movie End of Watch. I don't know if you guys seen that. The Jack Gyllenhaal.
Off what?
Jake. You know.
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal. Yes.
I thought you were
Yes.
saying two different people. I'm like,
No,
damn,
no,
their
I-
last
I-
names are
I
together.
can't pronounce his
like that.
name. Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal?
Dang, dude.
Gyllenhaal.
Mm.
That guy.
Wow.
Yeah, but on the movie End of Watch, yeah, it's made by that same.
Who's Max Holloway fighting
director.
next week?
I don't even know that guy's name either. Can't even pronounce it.
Honestly, I've never seen
You know, it's-
anything that Shia
Alex
LaBeouf does that I
Volkanovski.
don't like.
In my notes, I put Alex V.
Alex Volkanovski. You
'Cause
did?
yeah, I couldn't even.
That's hilarious, dude. I would have too, but some of them are hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I called, which I hope I never see him, because he'll kill me. Kamaru Usman, I called him. He's the Nigerian nightmare. I said he was from fucking Bolivia or some shit. So
Oh my
hopefully that doesn't ever
God.
get back to him. You corrected me on the show. We were here. I was like, he's called something, and you were like the Nigerian nightmare. But whatever I said first,
I said that.
somebody did.
does not
Whoever's
sound like something
producing
that I
that
said.
night.
She definitely said
It
that one.
wasn't last week. It wasn't when Ryan was
I mean, I'm the
producing.
UFC expert on the show.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
obviously.
You are.
Knows his whole
Because I only
backstory and
ca-
everything.
Only because I like Conor McGregor.
Well, the one that what I was referring to earlier with the girls that are always bragging. What I forgot to mention, I couldn't read it as quickly as it didn't make sense because my notes are like yours but worse. But it was like some
I beg to
meme.
differ.
It was like some meme. And it was like about some guys like waiting on sports to come back, like waiting on basketball and baseball to come back, like all this stuff. And she's like, or boys waiting for me to respond to their DMs. I'm like,
Ew.
that's what I'm saying. These
so
bitches.
cringy.
That's
These bitches.
these types of girls that write that kind of stuff that are more bitchy than me, even almost. It's just like,
But you know what? I kind of find that funny. What really bothers me is when people like fish for compliments on social media, where you see like the really pretty girls or like the really hot guys, and they're like, "I'm so ugly." And I'm like,
oh, yeah, I hate that.
no makeup.
I've hated that.
That
since-
voice was
I've
really
hated-
good.
I've hated that shit since the 90s.
God.
Oh, yeah, the whole no makeup, but 2 filters. It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Okay, if I go to your profile and your last 3 or 4 pics are all filters, you're ugly, okay? That's what I'm telling you that. You already know that because you've looked at the picture before you put on the filter and we're like, oh, hell no. So you already know that, but I'm reiterating that if you do see a person that has filter after filter after filter as their profile pictures, they're busted. They know
They're
it.
busted.
We know it. Everybody looking knows it. I mean, when you have that many of them in a row without showing your true face, you're literally you're holding a sign saying,
Trying too hard.
And stop filtering your children. I don't want to see a newborn
I've
baby
not
with
seen that.
Snapchat
wow.
eyelashes.
Oh man.
oh.
I cannot tell you.
I mean, I put a mustache on
Wow.
Amelia and shit sometimes. So that's
okay,
kind
but
of different.
that's funny.
She laughs.
I cannot
yeah,
tell you how many
A
like
newborn
like
with like
red cheeky roses.
or like to toddlers that have been on like you can tell that they've been like
filtered and adjusted.
filtered and like airbrushed.
Ugh,
It's like
that's disgusting.
that's
babies are cute
two-year-old.
anyway.
Think about
yeah,
the mom that they
like
came from
everybody
now.
likes your kid.
Yeah.
You don't need to put a filter on their face.
That's-
Most people.
Well, but still, if you don't like a kid, you don't like a kid. A
Right.
filter's not gonna change it.
I like my kids plenty. Okay, everybody get off me. And some other ones. In fact, actually, it was actually we were at the fireworks earlier, and the old neighbors that used to live in here were here again, and I could remember all their names and stuff, and I made a comment like, and Jesse knows this, I am horrible with names, the worst.
Same here.
Never
That's
with
bad.
kids' names though. Does that make me a pedophile?
You go get
Wow, that was elite.
I could always.
That was elite.
stretch.
Well, I accuse myself. I'm just saying.
Are you worried about that?
No. You are, now that I made the joke. More than
Little bit.
anybody.
Should you lay down on the couch and
Yeah,
have a
let's
deep
talk about
conversation?
this. I'm not a pedophile. I'm whatever Crystal is. We never found that out.
That's
Y'all
just
failed
as
me
bad.
entirely.
I didn't know anything
found
about it.
No, I did find it.
And you
but
silenced
That guy's
us.
Weird.
sick.
I
I'm
mean, it
not-
was
I
like
don't like that
45
guy.
minutes later. Okay, I'm googling it again.
But I did.
Back in
I
the
looked
notes.
into it. I didn't know anything about it last week. But yeah, that guy's he's a weirdo.
Yeah, he's messages.
And I heard
Weirdo.
there's a whole like circle of, you know what I mean, like it probably wasn't just him. You know what I mean? Like he had a lot of close friends that kind of like backed off from him when that happened. You know, I mean nothing's come out
I didn't hear
specifically,
about
but
anything like that. I mean, I know I heard that some of his friends were like either they didn't mention it or some of them came out and made statements. I don't know. I would have to see what you're talking about.
He's in. I'm gonna screw up the pronunciation. He's an ephebophile,
A phoebophile.
which in the United States, acting on an attraction to a pubescent minor is illegal.
So we all
So
learned something.
it's-
Happy 4th of July, everybody. Phoebophiles are 15 to 19-year-old creepers.
What? I didn't even know that was.
Ew.
So what's before
So it's-
15 and 19? Is it a different word?
Well, so that a ephebophile starts at 14, so it's like 14 and up. Between 14 and 18, I guess.
So is there like a stretch for like 17 and 13? You know what I mean? I'm not. This is all new to me. I'm not. I thought it was just one big category of just
Oh, no, no.
underage. You know what I mean?
There's different terms. I think legally the prosecution's pretty similar,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't.
but I think that the like
I don't know if it's proven that he ever did anything physical with any of these girls either. But
No,
the
yeah.
conversations are creepy enough.
it's
Absolutely.
clearly grooming. It doesn't matter whether it was physical or
Yeah.
not.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's a low scale of grooming because he didn't buy them anything or buy them a car and stuff like that.
That
So
anybody knows.
That
about
is
it,
a thing too. When
It doesn't matter.
celebrities are buying these hot young girls, like or sending them money and all this kind of stuff. That's high level grooming.
But we don't know if he did that or not.
I'm not defending Crystal Lee. I've already roasted him on here.
No.
I'm just letting y'all know that there is much worse grooming. But
But we don't know if he didn't do that or not.
I'm sure he probably did.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm just saying.
Sick man.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. What else are we gonna talk about, Ryan? Oh, have y'all heard about the 12 tons of beaver penises that were smuggled? That we call it smuggling.
Excuse me?
12 tons of beaver penises were trying to be smuggled.
For what?
This was like 6 months ago.
For
Yeah,
what?
what-
It didn't
is
make the
that-
good news. I mean, nobody hears about this stuff, but I hear about it.
What?
There's a
purpose?
beaver penis.
Is there a use for
The
those?
first
Is
person
there
they let me know is
shortage
this.
now?
It's like a growth hormone or like a male testosterone type thing, kind of like you know how like people will
No,
take the
I'm good.
velvet off of antlers, like elk antlers and stuff like that. That's like a like have you ever heard of like cultures cutting off the
That can-
antlers off of elk
Yeah,
just
that-
for the velvet so that they can eat the velvet, and that's like supposed to like make your
Make your bones strong.
Make your
or something?
Don't they
pee
rub
or
that stuff off anyway?
go wee wee. What?
Or that too.
I'm sorry, I got really.
Makes it do something. It gets strong.
Do, wait, yeah,
dude.
do that again. Makes it go.
What?
What,
Dude,
what?
yeah, it
And
makes
whoop,
your
whoop.
penis be able to do a pull up.
He
What?
said pee pee.
Yeah, right. Go wee wee whoop whoop.
Yeah, makes it scream, dance. It starts doing like
Oh my god.
arm curls and stuff.
Right?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sweating. But
Well,
don't-
it's 85 degrees out here, so
That's fair.
that is interesting. I
Don't
didn't
they
know
rub that stuff off anyway? Like, why cut it off when they just like rub
well,
it
that's
off
the. I mean, you gotta think they rub it off every year. They grow back their antlers every year, deer and elk and everything.
Yeah.
So
So why wouldn't
obviously
they
there's
just
some
go
growth.
collect it?
Obviously there's some. Well, I don't
But
think
the-
it's
that I
the velvet.
understand.
They
Such a
rub the
process.
velvet off
Right.
before, because there'd be little pieces. Like the whole thing is to have a bunch of velvet off of the antlers.
That makes
not
sense.
not for
though.
one person, but like if you find a bunch of specks, you know, what I mean, there's no profit there.
But the beaver penises, I don't. I don't
yeah, I'm
think
still
I'll
behind
ever
on that one.
wrap my head
I don't
around
think
that.
they work either. I don't think any of this stuff works. I'm just saying there was 12 tons
How
of
did
beaver
somebody even
penises.
find that out?
I'm just saying how much. I mean, how much does a beaver weigh?
That's a good question.
Probably like
10
12
pounds?
pounds. Yeah.
Would you say 10 to be easy? So 12 ton.
That's just weird.
Let's
That's
just
like
say if it were
millions.
10 ton, that would be 2,000 beavers.
But just their penises.
Oh my gosh.
Probably
what
only
happened to the
weighs
rest
like
of the
6
beavers?
ounces.
With that, not only that, but like how many beavers are we talking? If we were to talk 10 or 12 tons of beavers,
Yes,
that
I
would be
thought
2,000
were-
beavers.
I thought they were endangered. Like
they
not
are
long ago.
now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, not yeah.
That-
Well, especially, I mean, dude,
They're not reproducing.
even if there are any left, they don't have penises.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh my
like I
God.
said, if you were to have
It's too much math to do.
10 ton of beavers, that'd be about a few thousand beavers. So just penises though? That's like millions of fucking beavers, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
What
like
a
you
great
said,
bust.
Well, what do they do with the rest of the beavers?
Right.
I guess they eat them maybe.
Well,
Hopefully.
I think that you can use their hides, but still.
2 spills for the beavers out there, dude.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to the bees.
They're endangered now.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
are.
yeah, they're gonna be.
Poor
That's a shit
beavers.
ton of beavers.
Yeah, apparently you
What do
like
beaver- what do
chew this
beavers ever
bad
do?
boy up, and you know it's kind of like that poor man Viagra. I'm
Good
just
grief.
saying. Beaver penis.
Wow.
Buy it at your local 7-Eleven.
GMC.
Oh my god.
Yeah, GNC. Get it at GNC. Right next to the creatine. You can even find creatine that has it, and so that you can work all
Kills-
your body parts.
Kills
out of the
two
shape.
birds with one stone.
Honestly,
Yeah.
though, like you would be so surprised by like the weird stuff that we eat, and we don't even. Did you know?
We
Did you know
what?
that people?
we isn't
Can I?
everybody.
Can I? Like so, for like raspberry ice cream or like artificial raspberry flavoring, is actually it might also be beavers, anal glands. What the hell is that?
Firework. I forgot I had him over here.
In the raspberry.
It's anal glands.
It's made. Don't throw that at me. Made with anal glands of like small rodents. I can't remember off the top of my head which small rodent, but it could be a beaver.
I'm
So do
glad
you
I
think
don't
the
eat
red is food
raspberry ice
coloring or
cream.
blood?
Wow. Probably food coloring.
Well, I mean, you're the one eating butt.
Well, what
Not
about
me. I don't eat anything raspberry or
What about
fruity.
blue
I
raspberry?
eat meat and potatoes.
like you
Good
know?
question.
Because I'm a huge fan of blue raspberry, like candy and stuff like that. So that's,
So you're
I'm
kind of
not-
worried now.
yeah, I'm
you're
not-
like, okay.
I'm not so much
Next time
raspberry.
I'm gonna
but,
check
you
the
know.
ingredients to see if it says
Maybe
anal.
change your
What
preferences.
was it from? Rodent.
Let
Rodent.
me
Anal-
Google it. Let me
anal
Google
something.
it. It's their anal glands.
That's yeah. Blue Jolly Ranch, blue raspberry Jolly Ranches. I'm there. You know.
Well,
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. It's,
Yeah.
where'd you find that out? You just scrolled.
About the beaver penises?
Okay, here we go.
Both.
Oh my
yeah,
god, it is
both.
beavers. It's oh my god, beavers. They're
What?
really getting it. Vanilla
So
and
they're taking their penises and then carving out their buttholes for raspberry.
Raspberry.
vanilla and raspberry flavors might be enhanced by
Oh man.
Castoreum.
I had a
A
vanilla
mixture-
shake today, so.
Ooh, a mixture of anal secretions and urine of beavers. It's also found in perfume. The FDA approved this product categorized under natural flavorings, so you won't know that you're eating it.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
So anytime you see natural flavorings, it could be
it could be anal
The butt.
glands.
So we learned something.
Or
2 new
urine.
things today then, because no more vanilla or raspberry for me.
Yeah.
man.
You're welcome for this education, guys.
I
What
love
was
it.
the vanilla? What did you learn about vanilla?
It's raspberry
thing.
and vanilla.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Sorry.
When they're if raspberry and vanilla, if they
I was
ingredients
watching
are-
a different podcast.
if they're if they
That's
have like natural flavoring in their ingredients, that it potentially is anal glands or urine.
Or
This is
urine.
guys-
Or urine, guys. It could be the pee-pee too. It's not
Right.
just like that carved out bum. It could be the pee-pee. So
Bumba. Oh my
I'm trying to keep
God.
this PGF, okay? And I don't know what that means.
It's like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Well, we started at 10:15. That's we got 10 minutes. left.
Tour, maybe?
Hmm?
Golf?
No, I meant
Sorry.
like pee.
No.
We're
Like
trying to play golf
Hey,
sometime.
hey, I'm down. Hey. I'm not
Alright.
good, but I play.
yeah, Ethan's
Well.
a freaking pro.
I could have gone pro, but, you know. Hey.
Normally, I don't like Jesse's offensive comments,
Sarcasm?
but that one was too true to deny.
Well, you still might be me, so.
Yeah, I'm essentially the worst at golf ever. I smoked
You haven't seen
somebody's
me play, then.
house last time I played. I think it was their deck, though. I didn't go check.
Oh my God. When
I did not. And if you live over in Burkdale and you're watching this,
Sorry.
I played on Saturday and not Sunday. I just want you to let you know that. Sorry, Jesse?
When I was in 5th grade, I went to this boy's birthday party at Windy Hill,
Okay.
and we were doing like mini golf or whatever. I don't know, honestly, like don't even really remember it that much, but they like nailed the ball and hit some dude square in the back. I swear to God, it was like out of a movie. He like arched his back like he'd been shot and fell to the ground.
Oh, I've been hit by a
Oh,
golf
man.
ball. Like, it's... Dude,
Like
I
Good
get,
Burger.
I get hit by a golf ball in jeans. Like, you know how, like, sometimes you can hit the ball really hard or, like, it can hit something and you actually see the little divots from the ball?
Yeah.
You could see that in my leg through jeans.
Wow.
It hit me right in the thigh.
I'd be so angry.
Dude.
I've been living.
Well, I mean, I was riding my bike on the golf cart path.
Oh, okay, fair
That
enough.
was when I was, like, 12 or 13.
I'd have
well,
pumped
you
the brakes.
probably deserved it then.
Well, here's the thing. It happened right by the hole. And the ball would have gone... I mean,
Way
he
further.
overshot it by so much.
He was probably
He was
aiming
ang-
for you.
He might have been angry,
I don't give a shit. And if he was, then he hit me in good shot, sir.
right? Perfect spot.
Secondly, you know what? Don't worry about it, Harper. Secondly, the ball would have gone hundreds of yards past, not hundreds. That's way long. Sorry. Probably would have gone 10, 30 yards
know if it-
past the hole.
If it left
I
a dent,
stopped it. Like, when it hit my thigh, it dropped right there on the golf course path, like, right there near the hole, because that's right where I was when he hit me. I was riding my bike. And then he, like, I'm riding by, like, my friends are all laughing at me and shit. And he's all, like, mad at me and tries to get buck with me, dude. I'm like, at first I was
like
just
you
like,
were,
I was a
like
12,
you were in the way.
well, I was like a 12, 13-year-old kid, and there's, like, some 60-year-old man trying to get buck with me. I'm just like, what's
He's
going
tough.
on?
Yeah, he's tough. Tough guy.
Well, I didn't try to wear him out or anything. I'm just saying I was scared. And then after the fact, I thought about how big of a dick he was. I'm like, I helped you, dude.
right?
You frickin' D-bag.
Ooh. Harper
What?
says, "Who's the guy behind the mic? He sounds cute."
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's the dreamy Ryan that we were talking about last
Oh.
night.
Hello.
Or not last night. Last time you were on.
Last night. Oh, okay.
Yeah, last time Harper was here. Yeah. Last time Harper was here,
First
she
I
was
thought
on
Harper
here.
was a guy, so I kind of made a frown face. I was like, oh. I
Harper
know
a
a
No,
guy?
Harper's a
I know a
really,
guy named Harper, so I
Really?
yeah,
really good-looking girl.
Yeah. So.
And what's he like?
I have no idea.
Friend named Harper? Your guy friend?
Yeah, my guy friend.
You don't
yeah.
know what he's like?
Well, I mean, we're not like friends. I know
Okay.
him from the
Oh, you
military.
just know him, okay.
Yeah. Not, yeah.
Okay.
Good dude, but that's all I know.
All right, so I've been telling you, Ryan, the producer, like I said, is in the house tonight. I have been. Well, they're both producers in the house tonight.
I was gonna say, did I get replaced?
Yeah. You weren't even here when this show started.
Giant step back here. I didn't. No.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, technically, you did at the beginning, but now you're back, and now y'all are replacing each other. I don't know. Y'all both get off me and just let me continue this sentence. Stop getting offended. This is what we were talking about the other.
I'm
Anyway.
a snowflake.
No, you're not. But you like to just grind my
I
gears.
just, yeah, I
She's
do.
good at
It's so
It's her
much
job,
fun.
right?
Too.
It's her job.
But
Don't
I don't even
make
know
that
what I was
face.
saying.
Those
Smells.
nostrils, though.
The nose.
Mercy.
God.
Wow.
Better?
That's so hot. Yep. That's it.
With the wig on, too? Is that making it better?
It's just, yep.
The hair really goes with it, too.
Okay.
It's gonna be really good for viewers.
Me and Ryan are gonna watch some. See, I don't even want to mess up his name. Talk about a slippery slope. That could be racist. Chin Young Soon, I think is his name. He's cool. Like he's a producer in 3 of the podcasts I watch.
Oh,
So I'm a huge fan of him. But he makes his own 2 things. He makes his own cook and clean videos because he likes to fish.
Mm-hmm.
He's only done 2 of those, but either way. And then he makes his own like a day in the life of of a podcast producer, part 1 or part 2, whatever. And it's like one of them was when they moved studios and got a brand new studio, and he was like running all the cables and stuff because obviously they got like 100-foot cables that go through the walls and all kinds of shit. So, I don't know. It's entertaining for me just because it's like even the cook and clean ones just because he's fishing, and then I don't know. There's something relaxing. It's almost like I realized I was watching ASMR way before I was blabbing and hating on it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you watch the cowboy campfire cooking videos on Facebook. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but it's like guys straight up out in the woods cooking. They've got generally like a huge badass knife. And they're like, it's literally just the microphone.
I know. I have seen those. That's actually pretty cool.
It's relaxing and it's like
absolutely.
makes you hungry. And
and they
so
use
it's
like crushed salt and stuff like that.
like,
just like stuff they find. Yeah.
You can hear everything.
And the tools.
That's ASMR.
Okay.
Technically,
I like that.
you just don't think about it as the same because it's not like weirdo stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like you're like, I can hear this guy cooking really well.
Yeah. And they're cooking good food too.
Yeah. So it's pretty
Red
badass.
potatoes. I've
Anyway,
seen it.
yeah. He does it just in his kitchen or whatever, but it's the same concept.
Yeah.
And it's also because I know not know the guy personally, but I know him so well. I feel like I know him so well because, like I said, I'm a fan of 3 of the podcasts that he produces. So I know him as well as he does The King and the Sting, Fighter and the Kid,
Okay.
and Below the Belt.
Okay.
I don't watch Below the Belt that much, but I do watch King and the Sting mostly and The Fighter and the Kid.
King seems good. Not familiar.
How's the
with
video been? What is Ethan wearing? Harper, you don't worry about this drip right here that I grew out. What do y'all think? Is it look? Can you even tell? Because my shirt's white. It's whatever.
It's not a good look for you.
And actually, the hair blends perfectly with the T-shirt there.
That's not good. I should have worn a black shirt and then gray would show up better. That's okay.
Well, hey,
I mean, it's my hair now, so
looks perfectly.
it'll be here next week too. It's okay.
To your official
It'll
hair.
be here forever.
Be here tomorrow too.
Actually, if I were to grow out my hair, it probably would look like this because my hair's got some gray spots in it. I think if I grew out my beard long, like I did that one time a couple years ago, I think I'd have a lot of gray in it.
Your beard, definitely.
Gray wolf right there.
My dad was gray like 30,
Fox.
35.
Yeah.
Or no,
Jinx.
my dad was like fully gray at 35.
Nothing
Like
wrong with
white. Like not white, but gray.
that. Nothing wrong with gray.
So yeah, check out Chinchu. Oh, no, I'm trying to catch up with some of the comments too. You had a list, Ryan. What else do you want to talk about? I know I don't have it in front of me right now. We already talked about the beaver's penises being cut off, and now Jesse made the show
Well, we had that
the
UFC
best with
fight.
the raspberry thing. That was
Raspberry and vanilla. And
coincidental too. The fact that you didn't quite know, and then you figured it was the same animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really catching a hard road. Good thing I spilled
apparently.
those 2 sips for them. That probably makes them feel a lot better.
Absolutely.
That's kind of
Oh,
like
that
playing the Black
definitely
National Anthem at the beginning of the thing. You're like, what are we doing here?
right.
Whatever. Yeah. What? Not only that, but like, it's the NFL, so it's got like, it's kind of like the UFC. It's got no higher ups that are like all the owners, everybody's
Mhm,
white. So
mhm.
it's like
Yeah, from Roger Goodell to
it's just like, hey, we're on this side, guys.
that's
People paying us money.
That's exactly what
Like,
yeah. It doesn't don't affect the bottom line there because you know that people are gonna kneel, so it's like that's the way of I don't know maybe.
well, yeah, and that's why they got rid of the national anthem in the first place. Which that opinions, you can have your own opinions or not on that. But like I said,
It's a whole other topic, but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it doesn't affect me. Like, what? Usually, I don't watch that part of the game. That's probably why it doesn't affect me that much, actually.
Just don't
Sorry.
watch it in general.
That's
Zero
fair.
interest in football whatsoever.
Yeah, Jesse doesn't watch any football. What? I do.
We're talking about
Tennessee Titans, baby.
soccer, right? That football? No.
Yeah. Yes. That. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
El
Well,
football?
she's Colombian, so that's probably what she thought we were talking about the whole
Yeah.
time.
Same
She
thing.
doesn't know football teams even.
It's
She
Same
knows,
thing with my sister-in-law.
she knows the Giants, and that's it. So, and maybe the Titans.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she was probably like, "Damn, what soccer teams are they talking about right now?"
Right.
But there's
England,
that Tennessee
England team?
Titans hitter right there. Who are you a fan of again?
Cowboys. Dallas. Think Texas. Then you're good. Just think Texas.
So Ryan will not be back next week. Just kidding.
Third time he's asked me that question. By the way,
I know. No, I asked you it earlier before this even started.
you did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Did you answer it though? I think we got to talking and you never answered me.
We could pretend I didn't, so that's why you asked me again.
There we
So,
go. Hell yeah. Now we're
absolutely,
talking.
yeah.
See, Jesse, he gets it. Okay.
Well, you're stuck with me. I don't have to be.
I'm
nice to
kidding.
you.
It's my problem that I just ask questions and talk to people and I don't ever hear anything that they say. It's a wonder why I'm not good at it in anybody's name. I'm like, hey, what's your name? They're like, and I'm like over off, and I'm like in a field.
You know, my mom
scratching
always
my
said I had
foot.
selective hearing, so that's probably
I do too,
I-
dude. It's really bad actually,
Yeah, it is.
and it rubbed off on our kids. And Jesse gets very mad, angry.
Well, now
mad,
she knows where it
angry.
comes from, so it's like there's a connection.
Yeah.
At least
That way,
it's
when they
not-
do it, she doesn't even get mad at them. She just directs the anger towards me and finds
Yeah.
more reasons to get mad at me. So I'm
Yeah.
like, quad fucked.
It's fun. It's
Quad
a good time.
fucked.
Yeah.
It's really.
Whether I'm not selectively hearing, or either
You
one of
could
my
be in
kids
the-
are,
you could be in
or
the other
whether or not,
room.
yeah,
Yeah.
or whether I'm not like, it's just like they're not good. My mom would test, like she'd tell me to do something while I was like watching TV as a kid, and like I'd
Yep.
be like, I would even answer, I'd talk back, I'd have the conversation.
Yep. Say everything right.
Nothing there.
Still sitting there.
Yeah, dude.
Same
I could write a book,
Same here.
not even remember I did it.
Ryan walked the dog. Ryan, take out the
Man.
trash.
Yeah, I'm like in a sleepwalk.
Right.
I'm just like, my
You're
body is
there?
talking to you. I am not, dude. Yeah,
It explains so much.
Yeah.
I've heard all guys are like that apparently from, most women I've
I have
Heard
no
that from.
field of reference. I've been stuck with him for my whole life.
We're gonna stick with
so-
that to make her feel better about her situation.
Yeah.
UFC. We never did talk about. Dan Hooker did end up losing to Dustin Poirier.
Still
He
better
did.
looking.
he did.
Apparently, Dustin Poirier. They ended up in the hospital. They both had to go to the hospital because it was probably the fight of the year.
It
They
was a
beat the
good
shit
fight.
out of each other.
No, I heard them talking about that Dan Hooker actually was throwing shin kicks, and that's
lot.
apparently like rare to throw shin kicks because obviously it hurts
Shin to
it's
shin,
bone
yeah.
on bone.
Yeah.
And I think Ariel, not good, Arawani or
Helwani.
thank you, Ariel's. I just go Ariel.
I don't remember names and I'm not good with them, but when I do know it,
You know it.
I know it.
Good pronunciation. But he was on his show and he was just explaining like he doesn't. What's the hardest shin kick he's ever received? And he said it was from Eddie Alvarez, but Eddie Alvarez did it multiple times. And he said, what was the guy he fought?
Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker, thank you. He only threw it once, and after that one time, he didn't throw it again.
Mhm.
But he said after he threw it, even his leg was messed up after that one.
Yeah.
One shin. I was
Probably
like,
hurt Dan Hooker. And
it
it's like, I ain't
hurt
doing
my
that.
shin. Hearing him talking about it, I was like,
Yeah.
good mercy. Why would you
Shin.
even throw that?
Yeah, shin pain hurts.
Yeah.
Apparently, they ended up in the hospital next to each other.
Yeah. And I heard
Yeah.
Dustin gave him a shot. Dustin's a good dude.
Well,
Good dude.
while he was in the hospital, there's a curtain in between. He's like,
Mm.
"Hey man, I just found out that we won the fight of the night bonus. $50,000 each." And he couldn't see Dan Hooker, and all he hears is, "Yeah, still feels the same. I'm in a lot of pain right now, dude. I don't care about
Fight
$50,000.
bonus or not.
We're
That's
both
nice.
rich. Yeah, $50,000. I'll wipe my ass with that and still be in a lot of pain right now.
Right.
So
Let's do one thing at a
still
time.
feels the same. I like Dan Hooker a lot.
That's
Yeah, that was
amazing.
awesome.
And Dan Hooker, apparently where they live, like when you go back, you got to stay in a hotel for 2 weeks, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know why.
Self-quarantine.
I don't know why they don't just test you as soon as you get back, and then 2 or 3 days later they'll have the results.
Yeah,
Some
I don't know how
places, they're
that
getting
all
results
works.
quicker than that now too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, even better. But I'm just saying that even more
Yeah.
rests my case.
I think a lot of places are doing that. Like state to state. I was listening to another podcast where they were talking about they were going to be on vacation for the next 2 weeks, and all their plans had changed because they have 2 weeks of vacation, and if you go to that state, you're required to self quarantine for 2 weeks. So they had to change their plans.
What?
Yeah.
That's tricky. That's
And
interesting.
it's on the honor system, obviously, but like if they see you with out of state plates, the cops are going to pull you over and
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
Well-
Like the hot states like Florida and Texas and everywhere that's like shutting down again,
Yeah.
they're going to pull you if you're out of state.
More so
That's
a reason
interesting.
people to never have any honor.
Or just do it so we can go back to normal.
We are in a lawless state now. Everything is gone. The world's on fire.
No rules.
There are no rules. This is anarchy. Okay?
Like that movie?
I suggest you actually pick up cigarette smoking and start now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding, everybody. It's
Don't.
all a joke. It's all a joke.
To each his own.
All right. Well, I think that's just about it this week. I was supposed to tell this winter story. It always happens at the end. I was supposed to tell this winter story.
Oh my gosh.
What story?
Winter
I hold the
Storm?
record
For the biggest splinter
in
I'll pull it
Virginia.
up.
Splinter.
Oh my god.
So,
It was Easter,
Easter Day.
like 2012 or something.
Did you have
Hang
a
on.
photo?
Here at my mom's
Let me,
house.
yeah. give me a
Stairwell.
second.
She's got 2 handles and then 2 like pieces of trim that you can put your feet on. So me and my brothers used to, we would when we were kids, we would like to go downstairs really fast. We'd put our feet on this trim, put our hands on the handrails, and slide all the way down.
I can see where this is going. Oh,
So
man.
my brother, he was probably like 27 or something at the time. He was like, "Remember when we used to do this?" and like hopped on it and then hopped back off, because he's a pussy. So, so I was like, "Dude,
Well.
watch out of the way, dude. I'll do
That
it."
little jab right there. Okay,
Yeah. So I'll do it.
Right? I'm gonna
I'm a
one up
man.
him. Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
man.
I'm gonna show him, of course.
Yeah.
Big brother
So
didn't do it. Little brother will.
I hopped on there and I made it about 3 feet.
No,
see,
you
the
made
problem-
it like halfway down the stairwell.
No, I fell
But when
halfway
he
down. When I, well, part of the problem was I had not done this since
It
I
was
was
2013.
probably pre 100 pounds. Now I'm a solid 160, 170 pounds when this happened.
Hell yeah.
So
Solid muscle.
lot of muscle. Oh yeah,
yeah.
tons, all the muscle.
Yeah. beef.
So yeah, so a lot of weight on the feet
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of weight on the trim to be able to catch any type of potential splinter that may have not caught you in the past.
I'm sorry. I'm already hurting hearing this.
Here.
So my feet on the rails slide down, and then I end up with it brings me to a stop.
Literally
You know?
stopped him in his
It
It
tracks.
was hanging up like this.
Okay.
I'm sliding down, and it goes into my foot, and it's deeper. You can't even see the end of it, Ryan. It goes into my foot,
Yeah.
and I'm like, whoa, and my hands keep on going, my foot stops. So then I'm doing this tumble down the damn stairs. And I get to the bottom of the stairs, I'm like, oh man, I gotta, if this were any bigger, this would be considered an impalement. That would take me to the
I got
hospital. So
nauseous.
now I'm at the bottom of the stairs, and I realize, well, I can't put any weight on that foot. Like I can't, so I have to climb up the stairs like a real savage. You know? And
oh my god. It
That was the
just-
worst
It
one
was
I've ever seen.
pathetic too.
So-
like we had to do surgery.
oh, I had to
It was
soak.
a whole ordeal.
I had to soak my foot
Easter
in hot
morning.
water.
Easter
Mm.
morning.
Afternoon,
Perfect
ruined the
timing.
whole day.
Perfect
Ruined the whole
timing.
day. If it were the morning, I could have gotten over it. It'd have been laugh-ski by the time it was eggs and all this. This happened right in between eggs and dinner.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've gone from
Whole day
a
stops.
fun coloring of eggs and a peaceful ham dinner for Easter to
Ethan's barefoot.
I'm laying belly down with a soaked foot, and my sister-in-law Holly has literally got a pair of needle-nose pliers. I'm biting on a
man.
We're
rag.
like holding him down.
Yeah, they're holding my foot down, and Holly's like
Yeah.
pulling on the pliers.
It was a whole thing.
I can imagine.
Like she'd pull
Yeah.
on the wood and it would pull like all the flesh of his skin
Yeah, like
with
my
it.
whole, it started, when you would pull, it'd be like pulling my finger.
Do you have a
know what
scar
I mean?
from it
Like,
still?
I
Is there
don't
any,
think so.
like-
I don't think so.
Nah.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yeah, because it was, it's still a very narrow thing. Like I said, best comparison would be like almost the size of a toothpick or something.
Yeah.
So just go, but like I said, I had to soak my foot. And you got to think, you're soaking your foot in water for 10 minutes.
It was a long
We're good to
time.
go. Holly, get in there. Pull on that bad boy. Oh, nothing's happening other than bunch of pain, a lot of screaming. Easter's ruined. Let me sit it back down in the soaker for about 10 or 15 more minutes. Try again. Oh, nothing's happening. Wow, this thing's just going to be in my body forever. Then, so you got to think this was stages. You know, I had to set it in the water for like 45 minutes of agony and let Holly take her third or fourth time for I could rip my damn foot off with a pair of needle nose pliers. And she got it out of there. And
It was an ordeal.
I don't even think it hurt that bad after.
Well, no,
But it hurt bad enough, like, while it was there, like,
oh, no,
if you were to
yeah.
rub your finger over it, you know, you could
Oh,
feel
yeah.
the bump, you know,
Yeah.
when it went in. But, like,
It's like once you get the splinter out, it's everything's
cool,
yeah. But
I mean,
when it's in there, yeah.
So,
I still got a splinter in my middle of my finger. I still have from like 10 years ago. It's just
Really?
Yeah, like
Has
a
it worked
little-
its way out?
dang, bro.
Oh, no,
Maybe
no,
you
it's
hold
like
the
a
record now, huh?
like a little black speck.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you probably still have the splinter in there, Ryan. I think that's part of the problem.
No, I'm not touching it. It's gonna stay.
My
there
dad's got a
forever.
BB in his arm. A shot with a BB is still in there. You can
pretty
feel
rough.
it.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what about
pretty
like
nice.
mercury or something?
All right.
All right. Well, there is the Splinter Story. I don't think Josh Revis is ever going to come on this show because I'm gonna beat him up when I see him because he hasn't been on the show yet. But we are going to tell
He'll
some
come
Josh Revis stories next week because I've been holding them. Some of them are pretty good. Waiting for Josh Revis to come on. He was supposed to come on. His work got slammed.
It
He's not
happens.
coming on yet. And I
He'll come
can't
on.
wait anymore.
He's
So I'm
gonna
telling
live
a few
with
of 'em.
Grandma.
That's true too.
He'll come on.
That's
Yeah.
important.
No, I know he'll come on. I'm just giving him a hard time.
Oh, and that you should come on.
But I'm still going to tell
He should feel
one
the
or
pressure.
two out of the
Feel
10
the pressure.
stories that me and Josh Revis have because they're some of the funniest ones, dude.
He's a
either
funny,
way.
funny man. Funny man.
Yeah, he is.
Good man too.
Either one, he's
Yeah, he
good.
is.
Yeah.
Either one of y'all have anything else before we leave out of here? You had a good list, right? I feel like there's something else juicy to talk about in there. I know it's late, but
Phone that
I know we're
died.
run over. But everybody
I know
wants
next
to
week's
hear more.
the Holloway fight. So I know that's huge. Last week was the Poirier fight, which is pretty cool.
And now Gilbert Burns tests positive for the coronavirus, and
So
his
does Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson.
I didn't
I
hear
should have
about
mentioned
Yeah.
that. That's a problem too.
Everybody,
I know a lot of people.
a lot of
A
athletes.
lot of my fans would have already known that, so I should have mentioned that.
I knew that.
Really, you did too?
No, sorry,
No,
I
he
didn't.
didn't.
Sorry, I just wanted to feel. Like,
Well, I shouldn't say it. Most of my fans would have known that. I've seen it so much that I just feel like everybody
a hot
should have
topic,
known that. Yeah, but a lot of people didn't, so that's my own fault. So thanks, Jesse.
thanks.
But
Jason.
yeah,
I'm here for you guys.
Gilbert Burns
NASCAR
supposed to be
expert.
fighting for the title. Yes, Jesse excels and specializes. Actually, I should say.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mostly in UFC, but she dabbles in the NASCAR. You know, she knows more than I do.
El football too.
Easy, yeah.
Bold.
Yeah, and the football.
Football.
She does a little bit of that.
A little bit of anything.
Yeah, she likes.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, she likes the Giants, so she's fired. But
I don't like the Giants. It's just
Good.
she likes
That's
the
my
Tigers.
dad likes the Giants, so
So who's your favorite team?
I completely appreciate that separation there.
yeah.
I as a Cowboy fan, I greatly appreciate that because I was going to shoot you a hard look when if you
Well,
said you were a Giants fan, but
Personally,
I didn't,
I
so.
hate them all equally.
that's fine. That's okay. That's
Yeah.
not a Giants fan though.
That's fine.
Yeah, the Giants.
That was just a joke.
Well, I don't want to offend any Giants fans, but
Yeah.
Ryan already did, so that's okay.
I'm okay.
That's
with
okay.
that. Yeah, that's
No,
fine.
I'm just kidding. Fuck them all.
Go Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, go Titans. Love everybody. See you next week. We're out.
Have a good night.
Or a bad one. We don't care.
Sorry for so.
I thought that was a real fart by the way that you apologized. I'm still live right now. It's still like loading off. That was not real if we are still going. Maybe. Was it? What was that?
That was good.
Also, my video doesn't ever like to end, so